So hi guys, welcome back to another one. This time we're talking about what we should be learning with AMC. And of course, like I've said before, I am not a professional, I am not a financial advisor. I cannot and do not wish to tell you guys what to do, but I can tell you what I am doing. So as you all have noticed, especially in the past 2 days, I've been giving you guys a lot of my personal opinions, which I have summarized in little documents. So that's what we're going to be talking about over here in this video as well. Once more, it is my personal opinion, it's nothing more. Again, if you do find any value in it, do subscribe. I hope that you do. Of course, if you enjoy it, share it as well. But do remember as well, this is only my personal theory, like I've said, it's not financial advice. I'm going to say that for my safety and yours as well. But we're going to dive in right now, and we're going to start off. So, of course, I'm going to be reading off these points and then elaborating from them. Do drop me a comment if you enjoy it. So, what we need to realise and be careful with this stock, but also with investing as a whole, right? Investing is a power that comes with great responsibility. So what do I mean by that? To elaborate, when we think about investing, right, unfortunately, it is something which most people just do not do. They do not do it in their younger years, some do it in the middle to older ages, but most people just don't get around to it, unfortunately. So by being here, whether you're in AMC or any other stocks, I do personally believe you have, kind of taken that step to intend to better your finances. And in that point, yes, we do have the power and the potential to benefit and grow our finances, both with this stock but also in the markets, but we do require the knowledge. And that's why education is key, both with AMC but also in the broader market. Because a lot of the skills that we're learning here with AMC are not just skills regarding AMC stock alone, a lot of it is stuff that we can take onto other investments when we are finished. And of course, utilize those skills. So I think this is time that we should be using very well. So now let us get to the main points which I have highlighted in yellow, which are just little snippets of what I am doing and what I personally have done in the past. So the first thing we can do is make sure we know as much as we can. The more you learn, the more potential you have to learn, and that's definitely true in the markets. Because if we think about it in the markets, both with AMC and others, it's a case of what we know, what we can put in the quadrant of being a known, that is of significant power to us, as of course it allows us to have that insight, gain that knowledge, and know what we are doing. And that's why education is key. So know as much as you can, both with AMC, so that you know what you are doing, but also in the markets in general. And the second thing that I would also highlight is be aware of the risks and do not take risks you cannot afford. So what do I mean by that one? That's pretty easy to summarise. Obviously, we hear a lot of people who are buying a ton of AMC stock, putting in their house, putting in their car. Of course, I would not be doing that. Again, I have said it before, I am a big fan. I do have a lot of my life savings here, but I can afford to lose it in the eventuality things do not go well. I do believe things are going to be looking good for AMC, but I also think it is fair and safe to say do not take excessive risks. Of course, make sure you are comfortable with what you are doing and make sure it is a safe thing to do. Now, this is a really key point. I'm going to say it about this YouTube channel, but also about others, and also Reddit and all kinds of sources. The more sources you can get, the better scope you will have. So take information from as many sources as you can. And that is why I like to look at Reddit pieces on this channel. It's why I like to look at Twitter pieces. It's because what this does is it gives us a range of opinions, which draws on to our next point. A range of opinions. It's very important to have a range of opinions, as sources can be biased. Now, this one's pretty simple as well. Let's say that we get all of our information from one source, whether it be mainstream media, Reddit, YouTube, something else, okay? And then that source turns out to be not the best, right? Unreliable or, untrustworthy for some reason or other. That means that all of the DD that we have taken from that source is now pretty much worthless. And that's why we need to get as many sources as we can. And of course, make sure you have a good few sources that you can trust. Do not follow just this YouTube channel. Do not follow just one, Reddit user. Get as many sources as you can. Find people who you kind of agree with, but of course also do try and have differing opinions. As when we have only one opinion, it can lead to that confirmation bias, which is actually a bad thing in my opinion. So be aware of that. Anyway, so this one is really key. Set your own price targets because only you know your life goals. We're all here in the AMC movement as a joint collective. We're all in the movement, we're all fighting for the same thing. But when it comes to price targets, I've said it before, I don't like to speak about price targets too much for the simple reason that it is your choice to make. You decide the risk if you're willing to hold to the top, you decide if you want to hold to the middle, or you decide if you want to sell now. Of course, I personally am holding for the squeeze, but you should do whatever you feel comfortable with, especially when it comes to the squeeze, because ultimately afterwards, you know what your life goals are and nobody else does. And you should be working towards those life goals, and obviously AMC could be something which helps you to get there, but also they are yours, they're specifically catered to you, and that's why I say there is no set price target in my opinion. We should all have different ones, as we are all looking for different aims and beliefs, etc. So it's an important thing to do if you ask me. Now, the next one is talking about be careful who you listen to. They may not have your best interests at heart. That's very true. It comes back to this point, but it is somewhat similar, and it goes back to that point of if we just follow one person, and that person is lying to us, as we have somewhat seen, with trustworthy sources or trusted sources telling us the information which may not be true or has been proven to be not the best, let's say. When we see that, we understand, oh, well, that's why we need to be very careful. Do not just watch one video and take it as 100% fact. Do not read one article and take it as 100% fact, as you just do not know. The only person who you can trust 100% is going to be yourself, and that is the most important thing you can learn. And that goes back to this one, don't believe everything that you hear. Do the research on it. It's very easy to listen to a quick point that's been written in less than 140 words on Twitter or StockTwits or other sources, but actually it is important to try your best to verify that source so that you can know whether it is true. Now, what we have here is we need to understand the data, understand how it can be changed, relocated, shifted, and arguably manipulated as well. And that's what I've said before. The price action of AMC is going like that, it's going down the cliff, but we know that the buyers are still remaining in a fair level. Most people are still holding, and the short interest actually has gone like that. It's gone up, in a massive line over a short period of time. So when we understand that, we can understand the price action better, and that's one example of understanding the data, as we can work with it a lot better then, and there we go. So the next thing is, understand there's a lot of haters, and they've just summarized these as haters. We're talking shills, we're talking bears, and that sort of people. Now, if you're a bear on AMC, if you're a short on AMC, I have no disrespect to you. Again, if you're doing everything legitimately, if you're playing the game fairly, and you have negative beliefs about AMC, hey, it's a free world, that's your belief to hold. But I personally am bullish on AMC. However, some are not, and there's going to be a lot of haters out there. I've spoken about this in the tactics I'm looking for this week, so be aware that they could just, spread things which are not true, proven to be not true, or just continuously come onto different message boards or comment sections, etc., and just continuously bash AMC, and one does have to question why they are doing that. That's just what I personally believe, but there you go. Now, what we have here is this one. Some will say it's too early, but again, it's never too early to plan for the future. What we can do is we can think about what might happen tomorrow, with it being Monday. We can think about what might happen the next day and into the next week. By having this plan, we are mentally prepared for whatever unfolds. I've spoken about this before, and I hope you guys have seen the channel for some time. I spoke about it when we were at the price of about 30, and then again at 20. I said 20 or even 30, in my opinion, was not the bottom for AMC. And what does this mean? It means that when AMC came down to 15 or lower, I wasn't panicking, because I had planned. I'm not going to tell you guys what to plan, because again, I am not a financial advisor, but do have your plan, as it does help you to stay calm, but also stay focused, because as we know, a lot of trading is based around emotion. If you can withdraw the emotion, or at least the emotion that makes you want to panic buy or panic sell, things like that, you will have a more clear head, and clarity and understanding is the best tool in the market. Now, like I said, all of these things are great pieces, but you can have your personal ideas and you should have your own personal beliefs about AMC, but please do not be ignorant, right? I've heard a lot of people who have one belief, say it is a fact, when in actuality they're missing some great pieces of DD, some great facts out there as well. So that's why it's important to not be ignorant. Continue to do the DD. I know a lot of it is set, I know the main pieces are out there, but again, a lot of this is going to be stuff that we can take to the wider markets, so the more we can learn, and the more we do learn, is beneficial. I think that's why we need to carry on the path for knowledge, in my opinion. Now, the quick summary of this one is going to be this down here. If you need to remember things, you should make a document or take some notes on paper, whatever, to save your knowledge, right? If you need to look back on what you know, what you've discovered, write it down. Never hurts. Find out the stuff. Of course, make a mental note of it. If you need to make a physical note of it, do so as well, and it will be great. And that is why learning is so key, right? Because knowledge is important, and if we're here for a fairer market, if we're looking for that market which gives us all of the perfect opportunities we wanted to, you need to make sure that you have the opportunity to utilize that to your full advantage, okay? If the markets are great, you should be using that. But you need to have the understanding of how to use it properly and well. So I hope that all made sense for you. Again, this is a new style of video. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I've been doing it more in the past couple of days, just giving you my personal opinions. If you find it of any use, do make sure to give it a like and subscribe. I know the visuals are not the most interesting, but I do hope there is some knowledge in there for you. Again, do share it if you can, because I want to get this information out there. Hopefully it is going to be useful to some people, but remember as well, I know that you already know it, but I'm going to say it again, this is not financial advice. Come to your own conclusions, set your own beliefs. This is just what I am personally doing, and I do not recommend that you follow me. I recommend that you do your own thing, but this is just what I am doing. Again, if you do find any value from it, do drop me a comment down below, and I'll be back with you guys in a bit for another episode, so see you then. Thank you for watching through till the end, but let me tell you about our Discord. So on your screen you will be seeing the N2S Finance Discord. Obviously it is split into multiple sections. Basically at the top we have updates from me and all that kind of good stuff. If you scroll down a bit further we have the main sections where we focus on cryptos, SPACs and other hot stocks including penny stocks, even stable growth stocks as well, and we even have a special AMC GME chat. If you scroll down you can see some research and DD from the community. We also have funny memes and you can see actual contributions from members down here. And again, if you do join us, it is completely free, link is down below. But if you do want to become a Patreon, you will actually get a pink sticker which will be displayed on your name. So your name will come up in pink as mine comes up in red down here, and that will show that you are a Patreon. But other than that guys, you can join completely for free down below. You do not have to pay anything if you do not want to. Thank you for watching, see you soon.